It seems that nobody else is going to join. Maybe let's start. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, sure. I just pinged Kefu, but he doesn't reply to me. I don't know
I see.
whether he will join.
Well, it's over 6 minutes after the starting time, so
So I think we can start.
sure. So I sent yesterday a pull request with changes to monitor to the monitor client. Thanks for incorporation. I also spotted there can actually be another problem with the send machine of socket connection, if I recall correctly. The problem is in message ref. Likely we'll need to have some kind of message extra cross ref or something like that. At the moment, it's just an instance of Steph's ref counted object, which is basically a boost intrusive pointer stuff with atomical counter inside. Still, atomical is prevents some corruptions actually, but still we have no guarantees that the object will be deallocated properly.
So do you mean we have to change the message ref definition, right?
Well, maybe we will need to extend it. Maybe I was speaking a bit. I was in the pull request. I was speaking a bit with message f ref, message foreign ref. Maybe that's the way to go. There's another issue that makes me headache actually. There is no language way to ensure there will be no modifications on to the object on the remote. Even if we would like to rework all the code and switch to const message frf, still somebody can define a mutable member of the object, and const doesn't prevent that. This means we don't that the language, at least in my according to my knowledge, the language is not providing us with any measure to prevent multiple access. Prevent access from multiple engines to the same memory. But maybe we will just need to live with that. Also, I was reviewing the Chunmei's PR with Memstar sitting inside a POSIX thread pool, and well, maybe I sent an email about that. Maybe we won't need, at least initially for the initial testing. Maybe we won't need to put Memstar inside the alien Jade. Likely, yep.
Yeah, I have a question. So you have pointed out the many issues regarding to the foreign pointer, the destruction place of the data structures, but does it break our current code?
If depends on what you are meaning by the breaks. I haven't observed any seg fault because of that. However, I'm not aware how the memory pool, how the alloc, how the new and delete are overridden in Seastar. maybe it will be just memory recall or something like that. I'm just taking the rule that the memory should be deallocated on the same engine that allocated it.
Yeah. So I think the issue will be there if we change to the Seastar native allocator, right? But if we stick to the staff allocator, there should be no problem if we distract
That's
the
actually
memory.
correct, I guess.
Yeah. So that's why there's no segment fault related to the destruct behavior, right?
Could be.
Yeah, I guess so.
But are we using non-Seastar allocator actually? At least in unit tests. I haven't spotted another way. Is it necessary in Seastar to somehow enable the Seastar allocator override, or is it by default enabled, or is it enabled by default?
I'm not sure. I'm also not sure, but it seems that there's no segment fault related to how data structure are destructed in. So I think it is using the staff allocator.
I don't know. I think we are speculating right now.
Yeah.
We just need to check. It should be quite
Yes.
straightforward. I always wanted to take a look to take a closer look on Seastar's internals. We'll do that
Yeah.
with pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks. I also append your patch with my PR. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw. Thanks. The non-client stuff is quite experimental, but there is one fix that you can find useful. I think that's the commit bringing set CRC stuff to sharded way.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's not the major block of our current work, because
No, it isn't.
but I have one trouble when implementing this patch is if you also tested this, you can find out there's still segment fault. It is not happen, but it is just random happened. So if you run test messenger new, that the new unit test, you can see sometimes it will pass, but sometimes it won't. So that must be a race conditions in this implementation. And the only issue I thought, because there's a segment fault and then there's a error stack, and I can see there's always the issue is always from the write operation, the write sum. Right.
Okay.
Right
I haven't encountered it yet, but I was running the new test maybe couple times, not definitely not in a while.
Yeah.
I will give it a try.
So I'm wondering. I think the packet is just released before it is actually executing the right sum continuation in the Seastar framework. So I'm wondering if our implementation of the buffer list has just destructed before writing into this. So, but I'm not sure.
Are we taking buffer list there by reference, or are we taking it by value?
By reference, I think this
Okay.
the deleter is passed into the packet, the
Okay,
deleter
I
of
see.
PTR. But I saw the
We are
implementation, but I don't think I don't read out some bugs or issues from our implementation, but there obviously there's destruction that should not happen. So
well,
the right sum is
if we are
reading
taking
some.
it by reference, it means that the lifetime is not must be guaranteed externally by external holder of the buffer list. If it release it earlier that the write sum finishes, then the problem is there. But still need to take a look.
Yeah, I'm also want to address it as fast as I can because it is current blocking issue.
Yeah, we can live without operational mon-client, but the right path is still sending packet is quite useful, I guess.
Yeah, and this issue is not isn't appear when my patch of the concurrent before my patch, and so that's the difficult thing because it seems like a race condition, right? It just behaved good before this patch and then it pops up and just have its issue randomly after this patch is applied. So yeah,
Do you mean
I just
the whole PR? Yes.
yeah
By patch, do you mean any specific one inside the PR or all of them?
yeah. So I think that is not specific to this PR. It may be just some bugs before that.
Okay.
And have you upstream some patch to the Seastar?
Well, I sent a PR and it was closed with a comment saying I need to send it to mailing list. I'm going to that soon, but still, my patch is a very small thing. It just adds it just addresses some compilation warnings in non-debug build.
Okay. So yeah, I also find one bug in the Seastar. You saw that, right?
Hey, so good job.
Yeah, but I just not familiar with the upstream workflow of the Seastar. So I might need some time to upstream it.
I see. Have the same issue. I
Yeah.
guess that in the case of troubles with the workflow, Ifu will be the right person to ask. He sent a lot of patches to Seastar, so.
Yeah. I just have some troubles with Ninja command. I need to ask him about it.
Is what is Ninja?
I think it's from Seastar. The Seastar project is using it to manage the developing environment to install dependencies.
Okay.
But there's some errors in my environment, so I cannot execute unit tests before send out my patch. So I'm not sure if I need to modify the unit test.
I guess you need to ask Gifu.
Yeah, sure. I think so.
Or just send the patch without actual passing the unit test, but with mark that explicitly.
Mm-hmm. So that's all for me. It's pretty much from my side. So I just append your patches and rebase it onto all my fixes. And you can now, I think you can now using my patch to develop your code from the Redog, your Monaco client, and Jampong, your performance analysis.
Last week I completed the message performance compare between Seastar and async message for one connection through my desktop. Can you see my desktop?
Yes.
Can you see my? Okay. I use the same client. Use the FIO async message as the client. The server. One is FIO async. The other is Seastar. There is only one connection to the 4 kilometer read. The I for the Q depth from the 4 to 32 and from the result show the async message is better than the C star message for every Q depth.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So it's for the one connection, right?
Yeah.
We may need to find out why Seastar is slower than async messenger.
Exactly. Do we have profiling data comparing just profiling data from the sister messenger itself? Do you have it?
No, I didn't have that, but I can use GDB Pamper to do the profile.
I see. You might be also interested in Adam Kupczyk's wall clock profiler. It bases on the same principle as Mark's GDB PMPs. The main difference is speed. Wall clock doesn't use GDB inside. It's native, so it's more useful in workloads with high timing requirements. I will provide you with a link. Let me find it.
Okay, thank you.
That's all my work last week.
Here is the link to wall clock. The info how to be there is actually a script there it should guide you by through the building steps. Well, last week I was focused mostly on monitor client, make some patches that Yingxin just appended. So I was taking a look on the Chunmei's PR, considering the weight for futurized objects there. And basically that's all from my side.
Mm-hmm. So do you know this word clock? How much overhead will this word clock introduce to the program that is being analyzed?
Could you please repeat? There are some lags
Okay.
with connection.
Have you some experience of that word clock tool? How much overhead it will introduce to the program that is?
Well, in comparison to GDB PMP, it's extremely fast, I would say.
Extremely faster, right?
Yes. I'm using this tool from time to time. However, mostly I'm focused, I prefer use perf in my analysis, but from time to time, I also need to take a look on wall clock profiles, and that's my choice.
What do you mean by perf? Is that a tool?
Yes, it's the standard Linux perf.
Okay.
Okay, seems we are done.
Yeah. So we can discuss in the next meeting, right?
Sorry, could you repeat? Still network issues.
Yeah, so we can discuss further in the next meeting, right?
Right.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Thanks.
So
The same for you guys.
Yeah.
See you next
Let's
week.
stop here. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.